Sir, may I come in?
Yes, please do.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good
Please
afternoon,
take your
sir.
seat. Dear Mr. Prashant,
Yes, sir.
Prashant is your given name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Prashant, are you vaccinated? Have you taken vaccine?
Yes, sir.
Both dose?
Yes, sir.
Then please remove your mask. That will make you comfortable.
Thank you, sir.
Good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Prashant, please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, I am Prashant Baviskar. I am from Dhule, Maharashtra. I did my graduation from UPS College of Engineering, Dhule. And in my final year of graduation, I started preparation for Indian Forest Service. And my hobbies are backyard birding and mobile photography.
You're basically mechanical engineer.
Yes,
What
sir.
are your optional as far as forest service are concerned?
Sir, mechanical engineering and forestry.
Forestry and mechanical engineering.
Yes.
Okay, you're mechanical engineer, that's what your optional is. Tell me, why do we get any emission when it comes to IC engine?
Sir, primarily we use fossil fuels in IC engine such as petrol and diesel, and after they are burning, the byproducts are carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and unburned hydrocarbons. So these are the main emissions from IC engine.
Which of these emission you believe are controllable?
Sir, all the emissions.
As an engineer, we all know that not all can be removed.
Yes.
We cannot have IC engine where there will not be exhaust pipe. There will always be exhaust pipe. But there are certain components which we believe can be reduced.
Yes, sir.
What are these components?
Sir, carbon monoxide and unburnt hydrocarbons can be reduced through exhaust gas recirculation. We can completely burn them with the help of excess oxygen. So carbon monoxide will convert into carbon dioxide and unburnt hydrocarbon will completely burn. So the exhaust will be only carbon dioxide.
But do you agree that unless we have this, we find a better design than a closed combustion, which is IC engine essentially is, we cannot actually resolve. We need to find ways where more oxygen can be pumped in the cylinder itself, so that maybe all hydrocarbon can be burnt within the cylinder.
Sir, sorry, sir, I am not aware about it, but I will read it.
No problem. You are mechanical engineer. There must be some other aspirations in your life. Why are you turning to forest?
Sir, when I took the decision of graduation in mechanical engineering, it was primarily the advice of my teachers. At that time, I was not aware about many opportunities in the area of my interest, which is primarily wildlife and environment. So during my graduation year, in third year, I realized and I searched a lot on internet the best opportunities possible for this area, and I realized that Indian Forest Service is one of the best thing which I can try.
You do mobile photography as well as birding.
Yes.
Tell me why it is very, very difficult to get the kind of aperture we get in DSLR when we do the mobile, we click birds with mobile.
Sir, aperture in mobile is fixed. In DSLR, we can manually operate the aperture and the amount of light which incoming. But in case of mobile, it is fixed. So we do not have any control over it. So that is the reason why.
Why is it fixed? Why can't we have mobile cameras where the aperture is variable?
Sir, I think because mobiles are not primarily made for photography, there are other functions as well. So that is the reason they might not able to give aperture setting or manual aperture in mobile.
Are you sure that there is no aperture setting in mobile phones, or it is just that it is only the digital thing and that's why we cannot actually call it aperture?
Sir, I actually read that new mobiles are providing aperture settings where we can change aperture, but I am not sure about it.
Anyways, thank you.
Yeah, Prashant, how are you?
Sir, I am excellent.
Oh, that's wonderful. You love backyard birding.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what is the difference between bird watching and birding?
Sir, I think it is the same.
There is a difference actually.
Sir, I have to read it.
Okay, fine. That's good. And what is the profession called who study, in which the birds are studied?
Sir, ornithology.
Okay, that's wonderful. And they have a concept of spark bird. So which is a spark bird for you?
Sir, I have not heard that terminology.
Spark bird is basically that species which triggers your obsession for birding. So which is that species?
Sir, in my backyard, I only once in 3 years I spotted a paradise flycatcher.
Okay.
So it was a very memorable moment for me when I spotted. It only visited once in my area.
Good. Why do you want to join IFS?
Sir, there was a professor in our college who always used to say that find the job in the area which you love, and then you will not have to work for a single day. You will enjoy your life. And for me, through Indian Forest Service, I will get opportunity to work very closely to wildlife and forest. And this is the area which I love. And also as a part of All India service, I will get ample opportunities to visit various places, explore them and work there. This is also one of the things which I want to do.
Good. What is this social forestry? Please name the activities involved in social forestry.
Sir, social forestry is forestry outside the protected areas, outside conventional forest. It is basically means in simple terms, it is forestry of the people, forestry by the people and forestry for the people. Through social forestry, we provide goods and services for the local communities.
Good. Any special activities which are involved in social forestry which you want to name?
Sir, plantation activities means planting trees which can give some produce to local communities such as firewood, fuel wood and some.
Okay, fine. Tell us the new 4 sites included in Ramsar sites, and where are they in India?
Sir, in Maharashtra, Lonar Lake is included in Ramsar site from Maharashtra recently, but other 3 I am not able to recall the names.
There are 4, 2 in Gujarat and 2 in Haryana. Please read about it. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us why Sri Lanka is important in Indian Ocean region, and we need to have a stable and secure Sri Lanka. Why?
Sir, from one angle is from trade perspective, because we lack the ports in which big ships can enter. So Sri Lanka provides one of the opportunity. Then Sri Lanka is from historical times our neighbor. We have cultural relations. So from that angle also it is important. And from security perspective as well, means in Indian security from border area perspective is also means if Sri Lanka is secure, then Indian borders will also be secure.
Thank you.
Prashant, so you are interested in reading in books.
Yes, ma'am.
Reading books, and you have a very diverse interest in reading.
Yes.
Give me names of some books that you have read.
Ma'am, one book which was very interesting for me was Are We Smart Enough to Know How Smart Animals Are? It was by Franz de Waal. Then Greatest Show on Earth by Richard Dawkins. Then Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. These are some of the interesting books I read.
A few more names.
The Experiments of Truth by Mahatma Gandhi. Then 21 Lessons for 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari.
And something on satire that you have mentioned?
I read Marathi books on satire by P.K. Atre, Pula Deshpande and the Mami Razdar.
Okay, very nice. So, what is shifting cultivation?
Yes, ma'am. Shifting cultivation is a old agriculture practice in which the local peoples, primarily tribals, they clear the forest area and grow plantation, grow crops on that area for successive years, such as 3 to 4 years. And when productivity of that land decreases, then they move out to next area and again clear that area for plantation.
So, what is wrong with this kind of cultivation?
Ma'am, it leads to degradation of that forest area, because they completely burn that area and for consecutive years they cultivate there. So it leads to reducing the productivity of that area to considerable extent. and there is a saying that it also one of the cause of desertification.
Okay. So what should they do? So what is the alternative from shifting cultivation?
Ma'am, one of the alternative can be permanent agriculture on a sustainable basis, on which means they will also take care of health of that ecosystem or the area in which they are growing, and means we can persuade them to do some agroforestry practices so that it will also take care of the health of that forest.
So how they can maintain the health of soil?
Ma'am, one aspect can be growing the crops in such a manner that it will replenish the productivity of that land, such as leguminous plants can be grown after 2 to 3 years, so that it will replenish the nitrogen content from that.
Very right, very right. You are from Maharashtra.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many protected areas are there in your state?
Ma'am, there are 36 wildlife sanctuaries and 6 national parks.
So can you name some wildlife sanctuaries and the animal they protect?
There is Anai Dam Wildlife Sanctuary in Dhule district. Then there is Gautala Wildlife Sanctuary. Then there is Chandoli National Park. Then Sahyadri National Park. Gugamal National Park is there in North Maharashtra region. But I am not aware about the specific species they conserve.
What is this difference between wildlife sanctuary and national park?
Ma'am, a wildlife sanctuary has a lesser degree of protection in comparison to national parks. Wildlife sanctuary can be upgraded to the status and can be made a national park, but reverse cannot be done in case of national park. And means we cannot say exactly, but generally it is observed that national park focuses on ecosystem services, not a single species. But many times wildlife sanctuaries are made for conservation of single species.
Okay, thank you, Prashant.
Good afternoon, Prashant.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
What is traffic?
Traffic is trade related, means it is the NGO which protects the trade of wildlife, animals and articles, and so that they
It's an NGO.
Yes, ma'am, I think so.
Or is it under sites?
Traffic. Ma'am, I'm not sure.
Okay, it's also a monitoring mechanism under sites. So I think I should not go further then, right? Then lunar lake you mentioned. Sometimes its color is seen as pink.
Yes.
Why is that?
Ma'am, I think it is due to eutrophication, but I am not aware about it.
You're guessing?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's not because of eutrophication. And CBD, Convention on Biodiversity, there were Aichi targets till 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would replace these Aichi targets?
Ma'am, I am not sure. I have
You're
to
not
read
sure?
it.
Okay, so new framework would be coming in place of it, and there were talks about including gender as a different perspective and a stream within the biodiversity framework. So what do you think? That argument is sound?
Ma'am, I am not able to understand it question.
In Biodiversity Convention and Biodiversity Conservation Framework, which would be taking place of IT targets, there is talks about making gender perspective a different stream in itself within the conservation.
Ma'am, participation of women in the conservation?
Yeah, participation in any other form as a perspective as a whole.
Ma'am, I think it will be a good thing to go forward, because
Why so?
women participation, women understand the environment and biodiversity, means they can bring some fresher perspective towards the conservation purpose, which means due to.
What makes you say so they'll bring a fresher perspective?
Ma'am, I have to read about it.
Okay, no problem. And have you been following Quad, international relations and Quad grouping?
Yes, ma'am. Quadrilateral Security Dialogue.
Okay, which are the member countries?
Ma'am, United States of America, India, Australia and Japan.
Okay. And recently Indo-Pacific Economic Framework was also in news. What is it all about?
Ma'am, it is the economic framework which is led by US and
Led by US?
It was proposed by US.
Okay.
Then it focuses on many things such as digitalization, then supply chain links, then cleaner energy, and governance is also one of the aspect in that. And the notion behind the framework is primarily tackling the Belt and Road Initiative of China.
Belt and Road Initiative only, or other initiatives as well? My last question to you: name the initiatives by China which India is trying to counter.
One of the initiative is Belt and Road
Belt
Initiative.
and Road Initiative.
Then another is infrastructure development in border areas, which India is. Then other is supply dominance in supply chains. China is trying.
Okay.
These are the things.
String of pearls? Never heard?
I have to read about it now.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell me that recently there has been a decision to conduct a joint tiger and elephant census? Why was this decision taken?
Joint census of elephant and tiger.
You're right.
Ma'am, I have not read that topic.
You haven't read about it? Okay. There has been this term in news, disappearing women from India's labor force market. Can you tell me what has happened and why the women are disappearing?
Ma'am, I can point two reasons. One is the increase in weeks of maternity benefit. There was an amendment in maternity benefit. The duration of maternity benefit was increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. So the move was actually very much positive, but it is bringing some bad negative impact, because the employers are discouraging employing women because they have to offer 26 weeks of paid leave. Then second is due to COVID, employment opportunities for women are reduced considerably, and so these are two
Why
important
COVID has impacted women adversely? Why employment opportunities for women have gone down as per your admission?
Ma'am, one angle I can think, the employment of women is majoritarily contributed from a rural economy, because they go in agriculture field and low skill work. But
this employment in agriculture, is it counted in India's labor force participation rate?
Ma'am, I have to see it.
Right. I don't think it's counted in the formal labor force census when it's taken. Anyway, continue. What other could be the reason?
I'm not able to think right now.
Okay, anyway. Have you heard about the country of origin rules?
Yes, ma'am.
What are they and why do they find places in so many agreements between nations?
Ma'am, certain countries actually to dump their products in economies do round tripping, means send their products in another countries and to take benefits of low tariff. So India has brought that concept of a country of origin so that it can trace the actual origin of those products, and so that it can take actions such as imposing anti-dumping duties, countervailing measures on those articles.
You find this country of origin rule in India's government e-marketplace also, where the products are sold for government. Why is it there?
Ma'am, because primarily from China, the products are dumped in India at the lower price than their home economy, and it acts adversely to the local peoples in India. So to tackle that.
Okay, I got your point. My last question to you: what do you understand by due process of law and established by law, and which thing does India follow? Procedure established by law and due process of law.
Ma'am, India follows procedure established by law. It is we brought that concept from Japanese constitution.
From Japanese? Okay, anyway, carry on.
Procedure established by law, it actually it means that whatever mentioned in that law is right, and we cannot question the process itself. But in due process of law means we can even even question the process whether it is legitimate or not. Means we can challenge it in court.
One is process, and in due process of law, procedure was being questioned in procedure established by law also. In this, what additional thing are we seeing?
I know only that one difference.
Okay, anyway, thank you.
Okay, Prashant, Prashant, I was listening very closely when you were mentioning the books you like, and I could see many of these books were from about the human evolution, right? Noah Harari appears to be your favorite author.
Yes.
If we say take this conversation along with the gender conversation thing, uh, we see that the initial human development, um, male were hunters, men was hunter, and women were food gatherer.
Yes.
And the process continues till now, more or less.
Yes.
In other words, women were conserving environment and men were destroying environment. Do you believe that world will be a better place if it is governed by women in terms of environment?
Sir, I don't agree with that view that men are destroyers and women.
I mean, all through their life, they in evolution they have done. They did hunting, they did the agriculture, then they did the other industrial development things, and each of it was aimed at controlling the environment. At the end of the day, destroying the environment.
Sir, yes, I am agree with the view that agriculture actually lead to destroying the environment and extinction of the communities or wildlife which was existing there.
Not just wildlife, even the vegetation.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, the many species disappeared because of agriculture.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think the role was assigned to man, even if the role
Assigned to divine?
no, sir, means they might have taken decided by decision making, but means it could have been assigned to woman as well. Means I don't think we can make a categorization that males destroyed the environment and females conserved it.
So you just trying to be men here. You're siding with men.
No, sir, actually. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Fine, Prashant. Nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take a seat, Prashant.
Thank you, sir.
So, Prashant, your interview is on 22nd of June.
Yes.
You have 9 days, right? And you were born in 98,
Yes.
a
Sir.
young candidate. Tell me, you are happy with your performance today, or you believe, no, I am better than what I was today?
Sir, I think I have to work on some opinion-based questions because I have not developed some of the strong opinions, and also I have to read about books part.
See, you don't always need strong opinion to give your opinion. You can always balance it, right? But yes, you need to have opinion, or whenever some new information or perspective is given to you, you should be in position to form an opinion right there, right? It can be either way. It's not necessarily one way, but you have to have that. You have to substantiate whatever you're saying. But Prashant, we thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. You are a good candidate. You are a very, very young candidate, 98 born, and that is your USP. You need to capitalize on that particular aspect, because usually the young candidates are preferred by UPSC if other things are same, right? So the other thing same is the thing that you have to show them, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Coming to specifics, overall you are a good candidate. Your entry is good, your sitting posture is good. In general, your hand movement is restricted, your eye contact is good, flow is good. But on the suggestion front, one is, see, you need to understand, I said you are a young candidate, energy is going to be your thing. You have to capitalize. But this energy, for some reason, you are not showing.
Okay, sir.
Right? How to show energy? One is be a little louder. Because
Okay.
whoever speaks a little louder, generally considered, is more
Energetic.
energetic. It should not be shouting, but yes, it should be louder than what you the level you are having, right? That is one way. And other way is that overall, whenever in terms of content or otherwise, whenever new things are there, there should be a sparkle in your eye. It should appear that you are happy discussing new things rather than just the mundane thing.
Okay,
Right?
sir.
You know a lot of things about a lot of things, but whenever there is a little deeper inquiry, you realize that, oh, there is my limit,
yes, sir.
right? You cannot change that overnight, but there should be certain areas where at least some depth
Yes, sir.
should be visible, some, not much, right? but for other things it is generally good. So overall you are a good candidate, your communication overall is good, you just have to raise your voice a bit, right, show more energy and smile wherever you can. I don't know why you chose not to smile all through the interview while there were opportunities for you to do so, right?
Yes.
Whenever there are opportunities, please do smile, it will go in your favor. As I said, it should look that you are a young, energetic, looking to life kind of a person, right? All the best.
Sir, am I speaking a little fast or?
It was clearly audible. So far, your speed is not my concern. Maybe only the volume is something that you have to work on.
Yes.
Right? All the best.
Thank you, sir.